and welcome to the Bot Box. Before I start, I have to warn you, you are entering a flashback zone. The Steel Avenger has shown up in a couple of episodes and has links to a third robot whose episode has already happened. Long story. Enough of that. You're probably wondering why I've borrowed my parents' rainbow striped feather duster. So, the Steel Avenger, made by Team Steel Avenger, or the Pneumatic Fanatics, is a sometime polycarbonate but always aluminium and steel axe bot. It also had a front ramming blade, a rear mounted dirt lifter, and interchangeable axe heads. And a rainbow striped feather duster, not unlike this one, to keep the arena tidy. The Steel Avenger made its debut in Series 3 Heat O and first faced off against Shumi 2, which looked like a racing car. Oh, also, Shumi 2 was listed as being from Wigan and Preston. The Steel Avenger was listed as being from Southern Essex. Two-place bot. Shumi 2 got off to a fast start, hooking the Steel Avenger with its lifting forks, but failing to let go, which could have put Steel Avenger in the pit. The Steel Avenger eventually got some hits with the axe before Shumi 2 got bounced on an arena spike. It stayed too near the pit, and the Steel Avenger pushed it in. So, next up was Dietoire and a vegetarian sausage, a food request placed by Philippa the pit reporter. By the way, Steel Avenger won the Big Yes Award for Series 3. Shame the axe got bent. It was in a better state than the one that Dietoire arrived in little bits. Dietoire, son of Nemesis, to call it by its full name. Oh, and Dietoire had also weaponized car keys. The Steel Avenger, whilst apparently trying to work out what to do in their fight, drove straight into Dead Metal's claws, but escaped. It then drove into walls before getting stuck on one. Sergeant Bash set it free. It was not long afterwards before Steel Avenger axed off one of Dietoire's eyes. The two robots then avoided each other for a moment until Dietoire flipped the Steel Avenger over. As it could not self-right, the Steel Avenger was out. What we did not see was the house robots turning the Steel Avenger into an axeless wonder. We did see Dietoire on fire! The Pneumatic Fanatics gave Team Nemesis a feather duster. So that was it for Series 3. In Series 4, the Steel Avenger found home Heat M, fighting against Humphrey in the 11th seed's Wild Thing. They also brought the polycarbonate this time and a cardboard team member. The Steel Avenger was the last robot to start off and got into an argument with Wild Thing. It got free, but its next attack failed because Wild Thing shoved it into Matilda. It nearly got stuck on the arena floor, but not the floor? No, the wall. But Matilda freed it and caused the poor feather dust to part company with the Steel Avenger. Wild Thing resumed its attacks. Meanwhile, Humphrey had died, and the Steel Avenger axed Wild Thing. Still, it got through. Next up was a true robotic knight of the realm, Sir Chromalot. Camelot may well have seen Dietro's car keys and broccoli sausage. It raises you a dance troupe and music. Really. And the pneumatic fanatics gave Julia the pit reporter a mini duster. Aww. And the third team member had arrived! Yay! The Steel Avenger first decided to skewer Sir Camelot on the wall. They failed. They tried shoving Sir Camelot around and moving a flag from it. So the Steel Avenger axed Sir Camelot. According to the team, this was more successful than what was seen on screen. What a bummer. Came more shoving once the pit had descended. It became clear that some of the crowd had brought feather dusters too. And Sir Camelot sank into the pit, and after all that shoving. So, next up was Wild Thing. Again, the Steel Avenger's feather duster was ready. The first attack was by Wild Thing, but the Steel Avenger got free quickly, but not for long. The Steel Avenger just escaped Sir Camelot, but in a rare moment of more shoving, and a rare moment of freedom. The Steel Avenger drove over the flame pit in this rare moment of freedom, which isn't really a good thing. The next attack flipped the Steel Avenger onto its side. Happily, they had a remake. Unhappily, it didn't work. And Sir Camelot decided to have a go at the polycarbonate. Also, the feather duster had fallen off, and the pit descended beneath them. So, Wild Thing shoved them in. Tell you what they did win, though. The Best Engineered Award for Series 4. Do I hear the sound of heart singing, or is that me? It's me. Anyway, let's now talk Robot Wars Extreme. The Steel Avenger was challenging Behemoth to fight for the challenge belts that Behemoth had been given. Behemoth accepted the challenge. Steel Avenger had dropped "the" from the name and brought some more armour for their humans. It looked gorgeous. The armour, that is. Simple. They had now changed the team name and now had one Jackie Willoughby on the team. John Willoughby, however, was guilty of a bad pun in the intro. But yes, this smells badly enough of pun for the intro to end with a record needle scratch. Good God. So, Behemoth gave the Steel Avenger a shove and it ended up on the flames again. The feather duster was fine though. The Steel Avenger even shoved Behemoth around and axed it a bit. Then Behemoth shoving flipped the Steel Avenger over. With the Steel Avenger? It's just Steel Avenger now. Until it landed on the flames. Son's feather duster. The Riftbot rescued Steel Avenger, so Behemoth decided to try and tidy the arena by removing Steel Avenger from it. It failed, so Steel Avenger shoved an axe to kill it. It wisely ran away, only for Behemoth to flip them. And the remake worked! Shame got flipped into a CPZ. Sir Camelot got hold of it, so Behemoth tried to flip Sir Camelot. Yes, you heard that right. Sir Camelot then went a bit mad and Behemoth righted Steel Avenger, which drew into a wall. Behemoth flipped Steel Avenger one last time, and they couldn't self-right this time, so no belt. They put it back on their wheels, but it was far too late. They'd already been counted out. It was then revealed that Behemoth wanted to rescue Steel Avenger from Sir Kilowat. How nice. Next was some tag team terror. Steel Avenger had to fight Sir Cromalot, but neither were alone. Sir Cromalot had teamed up with Napalm, and Steel Avenger teamed up with Suicidal Tendencies. Napalm brought cool sunglasses to proceedings. Sir Cromalot brought the trash talk. When Suicidal Tendencies were midway through their own trash talk, when Steve Merrill from the not Suicidal Tendencies, I mean Sir Cromalot's team, rocked up and resumed trash talking. And one of the Suicidal Tendencies team members had brought a great big hammer along. Welcome to Robot Wars Extreme, ladies and gentlemen of the audience. By the way, say hello to Ed Hoppet with the Suicidal Tendencies team. He'll be significant later on. Steel Avengers first got to attack Napalm. Shame the first attack hit the floor. The other attacks found their mark though. So Steel Avenger now showed an off-balance Napalm around. After these attacks, gas emitted from Napalm. Steel Avenger then tagged Suicidal Tendencies, now armed with a crusher. It shredded Napalm a bit. Steel Avenger got tagged in. By this point, Napalm died. Sir Kilowat removed it from the arena. So Sir Cromalot got to fight at last. Alas for Sir Cromalot, it had to deal with Steel Avenger and Suicidal Tendencies at the same time. Sir Cromalot went too near Sir Kilowat, and the resulting shoving nearly got Steel Avenger and Suicidal Tendencies locked in unholy robot matrimony. Well, for a second anyways. Then Sir Kilowat opened the pit and shoved Sir Cromalot in. Their batteries had died. After the post battle interview, cut to a face-palming robot here. Sir Cromalot's team captain, Steve Merrill. So, who's for some more tag team terror? Was that a yes? Because here we are. This time the opponents are Cerberus and Thermidor 2. By the way, hitting Suicidal Tendencies with a hammer? Bad idea. Suicidal Tendencies were out first and engaged in some Cerberus shoving. Thermidor 2 then snuck out to be tagged, which was naughty. But this is tag team terror. Rules never last long. Suicidal Tendencies had a go at Thermidor 2. Both tagged their respective partners and the fight turned into a mess. Suicidal Tendencies and Steel Avenger were in the corner while Cerberus and Thermidor 2 fought each other. At least that's what it looked like to me. And Jonathan the commentator a bit. But they got out. Suicidal Tendencies going after Cerberus and Steel Avenger went after Thermidor 2, shoving it on the flames. As everyone was now fighting, it's safe to say the wolves had gone to the flame pit first. Even Cerberus had a go, but it was Steel Avenger who was axing Thermidor 2 as it was being counted out. So Cerberus decided to avenge Thermidor 2's honour by shoving Steel Avenger into the pit, released her air and nearly got Steel Avenger in there. Instead, it survived and had Thermidor 2 land on it twice after Sir Kilowat's throw and the full flippers flip. Also, the fight went to the judges. Oh, poor judges. Suicidal Tendencies and Steel Avenger won that decision and got into the final. Time for a break from Tag Team Terror with some mayhem. The qualifiers for the second Annihilator. Steel Avenger's opponents were Tornado and King Bee Powerworks. The perfect target for axe attacks. Oh, and the human armour was made by John Wilby. I did not know that until seeing that episode of Extreme. Oh, and also King Bee Powerworks and Tornado spent a good time with the pre-battle interview. Trash talking. newcomers to the series, I promise you, you'll get used to this trash talking. Tornado got in attacks first, shoving the Steel Avenger around, and the Steel Avenger landed an attack on the floor. The next attack landed on Tornado. In fact, Tornado's shoving was getting repaid by axe attacks. It was then when King Bee Powerworks finally entered the fray, shoving Tornado. The shoves basically killed Tornado. So Steel Avenger focused its attacks on King Bee Powerworks by attempting to flip it and opening the pit, and using the front to detach one of King Bee Powerworks' wheels. He spent the rest of the fight attacking King Bee Powerworks on the floor, at least until Matilda rocked up and knocked Steel Avenger over. So the battle was judged until Matilda's legal attack. Steel Avenger won and got into the Annihilator. Okay, now it's time for some more Tag Team Terror. And let us say hello once again to Deatoire. Deatoire originally part with Megamorg, as you might remember from episode 34. But Megamorg withdrew, so Pussycat replaced it. Suicidal tendencies went after a heavily bandaged Pussycat first, but did no damage and got shoved a bit. Suicidal tendencies did some shoving too. Eventually, Pussycat got shoved into the wall, at which point Deatoire and Steel Avenger got bored and joined in. Rules schmoes. Deatoire also had one of these attached to it. Yep. A ninja sheep. Since suicidal tendencies in Pussycat were busy, Steel Avenger ended up getting flipped by a heavily burnt, one-eyed Deatoire. How burnt were Deatoire? They were running out of it. Suicidal tendencies rescued Steel Avenger, but resumed fighting Pussycat and trashed pit release. By the time the judge was recording, Steel Avenger was nudging Deatoire. The judges went for Deatoire and Pussycat. Team Nemesis admired that trophy for a while. So now we must take a longer break from Tag Team Terror. There's an Annihilator to talk about here. In the Annihilator, Steel Avenger had to fight Panic Attack, Disco Inferno, Napalm, Spirit of Nightmare, and Fighting Talk, the latter two being there due to a purveyor of plot twists. Team Nightmare also provided the humans with armor and swords. Okay, let's do this. Just note. The Steel Avenger targeted Panic Attack, Fighting Talk, Hippo Edition, and Napalm in that order. After the three, Napalm came off the worst, sitting on Panic Attack. Not a nice place to be. The next attack landed on Spirit of Nightmare. All was well. The axe was finding its mark. Then it ended up hitting on Panic Attack. I'd tell you how, but the camera was focused on Napalm and Skill-a-Lot. Still, Steel Avenger attacked Panic Attack and kept quiet whilst Disco Inferno killed Fighting Talk. But the withdrawals didn't stop once the purveyor of plot twists was no longer involved in proceedings. Because Napalm had been having issues with house robots and other robots and had taken so much damage, they had to withdraw. The good news for Steel Avenger was that Panic Attack was now apparently held together by Sticky Tape. So, to battle. Spirit of Nightmare flipped Steel Avenger, Panic Attack, shoved Steel Avenger into a wall. Steel Avenger self-righted. Panic Attack flipped Steel Avenger. Spirit of Nightmare righted it. Steel Avenger chased after Spirit of Nightmare. Then, whilst attacking Panic Attack, Steel Avenger got acquainted with Disco Inferno's spinner. Still, Disco Inferno had an attack problem. Then the pit was opened. Steel Avenger attacked Panic Attack, which nearly went in with Spirit of Nightmare, but survived. It also had an argument with Disco Inferno before attacking Panic Attack again. And then Spirit of Nightmare flipped Steel Avenger. Disco Inferno said hello again, and Steel Avenger's stream gave up, and they were counted out. Then there was another withdrawal, Panic Attack. Take him with the perchance, Steel Avenger. They did win another trophy though. Best costume. Anyway, let's finally talk about Series 5. Steel Avenger found a home in Series 5 Heat 8. Being unseeded again, this was not a good heat to land in. The good news for Steel Avenger was that it drew the Tartan Terror, which was made out of half a barrel. Half of a wooden barrel. And there is a flame pit. Fortunately, there was no Sergeant Bash. Not in this battle anyways. Steel Avenger quickly caught the Tartan Terror and axed it, repeatedly. So the Tartan Terror decided to channel its inner full body spinner. This was not its wisest move, given that it was made out of half a whiskey barrel, as in half vertically, as in semicircular, like the kegs. Steel Avenger shoved the Tartan Terror into Sir Kilowatts, axed it, then shoved it into Shunt so it could get axed some more. Also, the second and lot of shoving was done by the rear end of the Steel Avenger. Was the Tartan Terror dusty or just ticklish? Anyway, the Tartan Terror had holes in, its kilt was coming off, and the house robots were going after it. Things couldn't get worse, could it? Well, yes, it could. It could die and get counted out by the ref bot, which is what happened. It could also end up on the flame pit and catch fire, which is what happened. And it could also fly air for flipper thrice. So Steel Avenger was through and had a tactics issue. Hard to plan when there's a good chance you might leave the arena. I wonder why that was. Also, why was he taken to a bad place for an unseeded robot to find a home? From Brantford, Ipswich, Chaos 2. Yeah. Steel Avenger started by running away, but it did appear to get an accident. Chaos 2 also got a few flips in. Steel Avenger could not get much of a chance to get good axe strikes in, being inverted so many times. They did get a nice strike right on Chaos 2's flipper. Did some nice shoving too. However, the shoving caused them to stray too close to the arena wall, so they flew Air Chaos 2. The Feather Duster did not make the trip. Steel Avenger were out of the ring. Team Steel Avenger were there for a special presentation, that of an arena light to Team Chaos. The one Steel Avenger landed on when it left the arena. So, Steel Avenger did not enter Series 6 because of exhaustion after all those repairs. They did, however, enter the Tag Team Terror in Extreme 2. Steel Avenger was missing something important though. Time to say goodbye to the Feather Duster. The question was, who to partner? They couldn't pick suicidal tendencies as it had retired. So they picked newcomers Lightning. Lightning's team also gave their humans armour. Though up against Nasty Humphrey and Stinger, they are the weaponised Go Faster stripes. Lightning was first out, shoving Nasty Humphrey right into Mr. Psycho. Cue a hammer blow. They chased each other around until Nasty Humphrey tagged Stinger in, quickly followed by Steel Avenger getting tagged into the fray. Steel Avenger first tried to make Stinger dizzy, then opened the pit, nudged Stinger in, overbalanced and went in too. Time to engage. Card mode. So that left Nasty Humphrey and Lightning to fight alone. Lightning shoved Nasty Humphrey around and flipped it on its side, its message, "Not the pit!" becoming visible. Nasty Humphrey was not joining the pit party today. Lightning and Steel Avenger won by the judges. So, yeah, they did. Even the rules lasted till the end of the fight. Next up was Bulldog Breed and Robo Chicken, who'd just taken out the defending champions. Theoretically, it already looked bad. Again, Lightning got out first, but Bulldog Breed flipped it over. Whilst Lightning got righted, it got stuck on the wall. Robo Chicken and Steel Avenger rocked up. Steel Avenger, I assume, trying to free Lightning. This worked, though Sergeant Bash got in the way. So Steel Avenger shoved Sergeant Bash out of the way. Bulldog Breed flipped Lightning until it could take no more, then focused on Growler, a house robot. After Growler, Steel Avenger was next. Steel Avenger did not like that. Still, despite the shoving, Bulldog Breed was undeterred. Nor was Robo Chicken. And it was Robo Chicken who got the final flip in, ruling Steel Avenger and Lightning out. "Who did that?" The message on Steel Avenger. It was but a chicken. It was at this point when Steel Avenger retired, to be replaced by an Axbot named SA2. But we ain't done yet. Since SA2 could not be completed on time, good old Steely got brought out of retirement and got some upgrades and found a home in Hitai and were in a melee against Trax, Subversion 1.1 and Shredder Evolution. Just roll with it. Trax tried to attack Steel Avenger right away, but instead Steel Avenger joined Subversion 1.1 in annoying Shredder Evolution. After Subversion 1.1 had to deal with spinner damage, Trax flipped Steel Avenger. Steel Avenger self-righted and promptly went after Shredder Evolution and took it to be Flame Grilled. The pit got opened by either Trax or Subversion 2 or 1.1, the latter nearly going in. Steel Avenger left Evolution on the flames for a bit, then set it free to damage Subversion 1.1 some more. Trax then flipped Steel Avenger again, but it self-righted, and that was bad news for Shredder Evolution, who got axed. Right at the death, Trax then shoved Subversion 1.1. Then the judges got called in. The decision was fair, I think. Shredder Evolution did mostly superficial damage, but it was close. Still, Steel Avenger got through. So did Trax. Next up was Rhino, which looked like a rhino. But wait, what is this I see in Team Steel Avenger's little area in the pit? Bench 35. 'Twas a feather duster. It lives. Okay. Let's get to serious business. After Rhino's first attack failed, Steel Avenger axed Rhino, taking it close to Mr. Psycho. Rhino could not land a flip in. its mistimed attacks were providing Steel Avenger with a way to shove Rhino around. Rhino shoved back, but Steel Avenger got free and opened the pit via the pit release, getting trashed. Vandal. Rhino drove away but got shoved into Mr. Psycho's CPZ. The hammer missed, but Steel Avenger didn't. It decided to put Rhino into the pit, only it took 4 or 5 attempts to do so, and it nearly went in itself. Rhino had one last defiant flip, and it went in, sending Steel Avenger through to face the 16th seed's Storm 2. Now, I said earlier, during Tag Team Terror, that Ed Hoppet is a significant person for later. This is that point. Ed Hoppet is on Team Storm. Steel Avenger got stuck on the floor via its own axe, but freed itself, only for Storm 2 to commence shoving. Yeah, it shoved Steel Avenger into walls. The ref bot got shoved too. Steel Avenger got shoved into Growler twice, but Steel Avenger got free. Steel Avenger tried running away, but they could not hide. Storm 2 found them and rammed them into the wall, rammed them from one end of the arena to the other end, straight into the wall, and they got hit so hard that Steel Avenger bounced over the wall and out of the arena. Steel Avenger remains the only robot to exit the arena via brute force alone. If you want to go out in style. Steel Avenger retired for good after that. However, he's got a new home since then. He's even had a few fights, and the Feather Duster has been attached a few times. It's more used for display now than fighting. Still, Steely lives. As for SA2, it was never completed, for which I blame Hex. Seems to have been all over, at least according to the wiki. At one point, the wiki says it was with Team Shock, who nearly renamed it Shockwave. That name got used by a different robot of theirs, a Series 8 Grand Finalist no less, which has already had its episode. But for now, even the wiki does not know where SA2 is. As for what I made of Steel Avenger, it was fun in its own way. Can't really think why I nearly forgot it. Oh, of course, sharing a heat with Deatra. But yeah, good robot, bad draws, ground clearance issues. So, important question, who's next? It's Scar. Until next week, Carlton244